I want to start by saying how lovely it is that you would wish to interview me. I am so happy to have Adam Frost Venrick as my intern this year. I wasn't planning to have an intern until you came along.
I wasn't planning to have an internship, but fate presents an option, and I took it. And I'm glad I took it.
Very happy for both of us,
yes,
I think.
It was. I've enjoyed it immensely working with you, and I hope you feel the same.
I certainly do. So thank you very much for
Yes.
thinking of this list of questions to ask me. It's a great opportunity to talk about the press.
It was my pleasure.
Thank
always.
you. Thank you.
And so on that note, speaking of the press, when did you know? I'm curious. When did you know you wanted to go into publishing?
Oh my heavens. I sort of surprised myself. This was in 2014, late 2014. It feels like it was a spur of the moment decision to open Upper Hand Press, but I can see that it was a long time coming. For many years I was an active visual artist, and I went for many times to artists' colonies, the Ragdale Foundation in Lake Forest, Illinois, the Virginia Center for Creative Arts in Amherst, Virginia. And there, working as a painter and a draftsperson, I met many, many writers who were there working on their books or plays. And many of those have become good friends of mine. I eventually ceased working as a visual artist and began writing myself. I just knew a lot of excellent writers, some with manuscripts that I read and loved that took a long, long time getting published. I knew how hard it was for even fine books to make it into print. I just had a sense that this was something I wanted to take up, to represent writers and artists whose works were terrific, but because they didn't quite fit the mold, they weren't going to be the big sellers, they weren't going to be the books that just caught on instantly. Just felt like I would like to help those people break through.
Yes. So you said you decided to start Upper Hand Press in late 2014?
Yes.
All right. So where did the name come from? I'm curious.
Well, I think I've hinted at the direction. For me, personally, taking the upper hand was a bit of personal liberation. I'm in my 60s now. This is probably going to be my last act. I had to cash in my individual retirement account in order to come up with the funding for it. So I've just had to see it as taking a big risk and deciding that I'm going to make this work.
I just like that.
The other aspect of the name is that I really want to work with writers and help them take the upper hand as well. People whose manuscripts have gone around the block just too many times. People who are writing from their passion, but not necessarily with degrees in writing.
Yes.
People who are putting out their first books.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to help people who are close to having a good book, work it through until they've got something that's really, really just right. So I see myself working with authors who might be easy to turn down by the regular publishing world.
I see. And would you say that's your big picture for the company, or what would you say your big picture is?
Well, I am happy to look at whatever comes to me. I hope that I will continue to attract writers who may not find support at other companies. But I really feel that I have an open door. I will look at anything, whatever the genre that's offered to me. I don't want to be a publisher that advertises so specifically that people just don't take a chance
Yes.
with us.
So That said, what promises or guarantees can you offer your contracted writers?
I can promise them wholehearted, enthusiastic partnership and marketing. I can promise them the engagement of a company in which all the writers are engaged. This is a company that is turning into a family. Everyone that I've published so far is engaged with me. I am behind them. We're all pulling together.
Yes.
There's a lot of exchange of information from writer to writer. When I learn something, I pass it on to my writers. When they learn something, they pass it on to me. So we're all pushing ahead. I'm keeping every book that I publish in print indefinitely.
I like that.
I don't plan to have a backlist in the sense of these books are featured right now and the others just fall by the wayside. I see that every book that we publish will be published forever and will be promoted every year, all the time. So there are probably not going to be any New York Times bestsellers in the first year, but I expect that every book that we publish will continue to make money, and hopefully its sales will continue to grow over a series of years.
So where do you see yourself then in like 5 years, 10 years time?
In 5 years, 10 years time, well, I'm hoping that I can put out five books a year. So I hope that I'll have a very substantial catalog. I hope that some of my authors will come back to me with their second or third books, and sort of strengthen that sense of the family of upper hand press authors. I hope that as we continue, that our brand will become well known, that what we represent, what we stand for, and that our values stand out as something unique in the publishing industry, and that our books are known for their content as well as for the brand.
Good. So what else are you looking for in, say, potential clients?
Well, I'm looking for people who are very committed to what they're writing about, and who are very sharp writers. I am quite well aware of how much work it takes to write a good book. It can take years and years. And I'm also aware from reading manuscripts and dealing with the authors whom I have to turn down, how easy it is to just crump under the weight of hopes and expectations and the wish that everything just be over, that it just be done. So I think that when I select an author and an author selects me, they are due everything that I can give them by the way of support and ongoing support for the life of the book.
That's wonderful. All right, well, thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Terrific.
It's wonderful, Adam. I'm
Yes.
so glad to have you on board.
Well, I'm glad to be on board.
Thank
you
you
so much.
Okay.